Here we go. All right. So I want to introduce you to this idea of personal social relationships, because when we think about what can we work with you that's really valuable is to enable you and encourage you to have great personal social relationships. It's not always easy, especially if you've come out of families that have been, I don't know, dysfunctional, broken, crazy, painful, and most of the kids we work with have come out of families like that at one point or another. So there might be some healing that you're doing while you're in the midst of becoming adults. And part of that healing is going to be, how do I get along with people? I've seen a lot of kids be pretty hostile, in foster care. They've come out of like hostile families. They've struggled for survival. They've built up a lot of defenses. And I've seen people being incredibly wonderful, warm-hearted, get along great with people, very social. So I ask you to look for yourself. How have I learned so far to relate to people? What are the filters that I look through? Do I have a hostility? Do I have a kindness? Am I a compassionate person? Do I forgive people easily? Do I hold on to things? Am I haunted by situations from the past? Do I not even look at people? Now we've had a lot of young people that can't even look at other people in the eye, which could be a real detriment if you're trying to get a job interview or talk to people. You've seen this, right? So what we're encouraging you to do is to heal your heart, open up your spirit, and let yourself be known. There's a saying in AA, I don't know if you've ever heard this, you're only as sick as your secrets. Nope. People tend to hide. You've never heard this? It's an interesting saying, because a lot of us think that it would be easier if I was just safe and hidden away and nobody knows my business. Having been taught, you shouldn't let anybody know your business. Don't let everybody know what you're up to. Don't let people know you. And yet, what truly creates a great life is having lots of friends, being known for exactly who you are, allowing yourself to be the real you, not having any big act or show or tough guy or, I don't know what the variety of acts you've seen on people, but just be your authentic self. Have a place in your heart that's filled with kind of compassion and kindness. Get along with all kinds of people. Practice acceptance and tolerance and enjoy people who they are. The hardest way to go through life is to be critical of everybody, be a hater, not have yourself open at all. And yet some people have adopted their way of being with others just out of survival, just out of being able to protect yourself. So childhood is really just about up. Last few days ticking along until you're really out there in the world. And what is interesting about this point in life, and it's very exciting, is that you're putting together your adult personality. Your first part of your personality comes together at 3 or 4 years old when you first start to wake up to who you are in the world, that you're actually somebody. The second part of your personality comes at about 12 or 13 when you're wanting to make yourself popular and attractive. And the next part of your personality comes together at 16, 17, 18 when you start to figure out, who am I going to be in the adult world when I don't have to respond to everybody telling me what to do, but rather I'm the author of who I am in the world. So that's what I'm inviting you to look at today when we work who I am in relation to other people. What do I bring to the party? What kind of filters do I look through when I, what I mean by filters look through? There's in every relationship, there's a background to it. We have our opinions about this kind of person and that kind of person, and it shapes the way we relate to them. So I ask you to be open-minded, open-hearted, and the kind of person that people would talk well about. Not necessarily saying that you should live your life on the basis of what other people will say, but when you think about it, what kind of impression are you wanting to leave with people? If you're not around, what would you want them to be saying about you? And I think that's an interesting question. All right, let's go and turn that off, and we'll get into our first piece of work. Is that pretty good?